What's up, Savvy Expats? Today we are visiting the 2023 International Bazaar, experiencing countries from around the world from India, Malaysia, Italy, Iran, Israel, Venezuela, and of course, USA! Woo! But guys, the items here, they actually kind of suck. That's all we have in American culture is pineapple hot dogs, Nathan's hot dogs, and that's the only culture we have here. While all these other places are showing worldwide cuisine.
But enough about the US. I already left over 4 years ago. Now it's time for us to go around this international bazaar market, jam-packed with expats and foreigners from around the globe, and interview them about their experience living in the Philippines. Let's go.
What's up, guys? So we're here with our new friends. What's your names?
I'm Z.
Z.
I'm Chester.
Chesler.
Ibrahim.
Mohammed. Thank you. What's your name?
Lisa.
Lisa. Evan.
My name is Claire.
Claire. Nice to meet you. Evan. Evan.
It's Anas.
That's Anas. Nice to meet you. Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Hi. Hi, nice to meet you. Evan, we're interviewing all the cultures around in the convention center, and we just wanted to ask what brings you guys to the Philippines.
The beautiful weather.
The beautiful
brings
weather,
me, and
okay.
also my partner. Work.
For work.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are a real estate company.
You're a real estate company.
Well, we've been here since 2005. We came from Jordan, and then we moved here to the Philippines. So we've gotten careers here. I'm actually a professional host and have 5 businesses, and one of the businesses with my brother who's also a PBA player.
And how do you guys like the Philippines?
Oh, too late to regret. I've been here 46 years.
Wow! 46. So do you know how to speak any Tagalog yet?
Siyempre, matagal na ako dito eh. So,
Magaling sa Tagalog siya.
Magaling siya mag-Tagalog. Galing, galing. So how long have you been in the Philippines for?
For 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Mr. Richard, it's a pleasure to have you on. When did you guys move to the Philippines?
Well, we came in 2021 in the middle of the pandemic, and it was a rough time for us as a family because, so you remember, the kids weren't allowed to go out. They had to stay at home, and even though they had to work, and I could go with the mask and with the shield and everything, the face shield.
And how long have you been in the Philippines for?
For 1982, 34 years.
34 years. So I'm full Filipino, but I've only been here 4 years
Yeah, I see.
from Chicago. So you probably know more about the culture than I do.
Yeah.
What was your first impressions when you arrived here?
Actually, Philippines is very nice. The people, they are very nice people, accommodating.
Yes, everybody friendly, nice.
So you've only been here for a little bit of time. What was your first impressions when you arrived?
Traffic.
Traffic, especially here in Manila, the traffic here is terrible. But
Oh, actually, I didn't realize that there would be such a culture shock because the Filipinos I knew in the Middle East, we kind of had a lot of the same experiences, right? And we had the same exposure to Arab culture. So it was a bit of an adjustment, but eventually we found out that there were so many commonalities, and it's much more easy to build your life here and to build friendships and communities here because of the colorful personalities that Filipinos have.
yes. Now, as far as your first impressions when you arrived here, what was that like?
Yeah, the first thing I would take above is for the hospitality and how the people speak to you and treat you. And yeah, I think that's the most appreciative thing that what Filipinos I would brag about.
People that, to my view, are so happy. They transmit so much happiness, so much joy of living. That's a different thing. And that you feel, and the consequence, you feel like so attached to it that you can even enjoy that.
There is a culture, also a language barrier at the beginning. They make it much easier because they try to include you as much as possible. They try to make you feel like you're one of them. And they don't like you to feel left behind. I remember a lot of lonely times in the canteen, but they always sat next to me. I didn't have to approach them, they just approached me.
Wow. So are you from Japan or are you Filipino?
Half.
Oh, you're half. Did you get to ever visit Japan?
Yes, I did.
So you've experienced both cultures. What are the biggest differences between Japanese culture versus Filipino culture?
Japanese culture, they are really disciplined and hygienic, especially with their toilet hygiene.
Right. So how about Philippine culture?
Yes.
How about the culture here? How do you like Philippine culture?
Sometimes not punctual, but it's good for me.
We call it the Filipino timing, right? Did you have any culture shocks? Because Switzerland is a very different country than the Philippines.
I think because
I went to the islands before, or like straight from Manila. So it's all more very laid back, you know. And people don't really plan. It's just you go with the flow. Things just happen.
Very
That's very
chill.
different. Yeah, yeah.
Very
I think
chill.
that was what I noticed first.
How is the cost of living in the Philippines for you guys?
Actually, it's costly a little bit.
It costs a little
It's a
bit,
little
yeah.
bit,
Especially living in Makati. It's more expensive than the rest of the Philippines. Most other
Actually,
areas.
the highest is BGC.
Yep.
So next is will be Makati.
So right now you're in Manila, based in Manila. Are you staying in Makati?
Yes, Poblacion.
How's the cost of living in Makati for you, since it is one of the more expensive cities here?
I'd say rent is pretty similar to Switzerland actually, but food is cheaper.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that rent is on par with Switzerland.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what was the, if you don't mind me asking, like what's your rent in Poblacion?
It's 35K per month.
35K, so $700 per month.
But then, like, I get my own place, you know. So, for example, in
Right.
Switzerland, for the same price, you would live in a shared apartment, and you only have like one room. Yeah.
But as far as your cost of living being from Venezuela, how is the expenses here? Because we're in probably the most expensive city in the whole country, Makati and BGC.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I've been taking counts. The rent from any apartment condo, it's so expensive here, 90,000 pesos or so, till 150, 200,000 pesos. The only thing that we see, and I notice very much the thing about the rent here.
The rent.
But besides, it's like any other country.
Of course, yeah, I noticed that too. For us personally, being from Chicago,
Yeah.
everything here other than rent is affordable, but the rental price in Manila is exclusively that.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Yeah.
higher. What would you say are the biggest things that you had to adjust to with the culture here?
The food.
The food,
Yeah,
it's very
because
different.
At home, I eat vegetarian,
Oh, okay.
and so here I had to adapt a bit.
Food, basically. It's because I'm a vegetarian, pure vegetarian. There was no concept of vegetarianism in the Philippines.
Yes.
And especially if you go to a Filipino
Caranderia.
yeah, when you tell them we need vegetarian food, they still give you chicken or mutton, but with still vegetables.
Right.
So that's totally different. So yeah, that was the only shock that I had.
I feel you there, because we were just interviewing a nice lady from the Switzerland stall. She's also pure vegetarian, and she said when she arrived here, very little vegetarian options.
Yeah.
Well, I could say personally, I'm from Chicago, so it's very cold there, and I know the same is in Switzerland, very cold there as well. How is it dealing with the humidity of the Philippines for you?
I'm fine actually. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
enjoy living in a tropical country.
Oh, so do you prefer it over the cold of Switzerland?
Yeah,
would you
I
say?
mean I like the cold, but only for like some time of the year, not all year round.
Right.
So, yeah.
The heat is the
Yeah.
worst part.
The heat is.
The heat,
yes.
like we used to shower 3 times a day. Like we were
yes.
like, he still does, and I'm just like in the morning, in the evening. But that was the worst part, I think.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you think it couldn't get any hotter. Then the next month, you're like, what is this heat?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we experienced the same thing. Being from Chicago, it's
You
the
guys
cold.
have snow.
It's snow,
live.
windy
Yeah.
city. So like, came here sweating all the time.
All the time.
It was so hot. So, what advice would you give to a foreigner planning on moving to the Philippines for the first time?
Have more business. They can make more business. They can invest in buying lots, buying products, opening hotels, opening beach, opening everything. It will be. I think it's very convenient.
What has your experience been working and running businesses in the Philippines?
Oh, there's a lot of rules that I'm not really familiar with in the beginning, and it was a little difficult. I think anyone would agree that if you want to build a business here, it's only a learning experience when you want to go to the local government unit, and it depends which government unit. Like I've worked with Makati, and they're a little bit easier than in Las Piñas, etc. So it really depends. But to be honest, I truly believe that the entrepreneurial spirit is the best in the Philippines. I think
Really?
so, yes, because you are able to experiment, and if you do it right, it's going to be quick.
It clicks, right?
It clicks. If you do it wrong, you still won't fail big time. That's what I feel like. And then everybody here, once you have a business, they're like, let me support you, let me support you, let me support you. Like we've had a ton of friends who came to the bazaar and they bought at least one thing, posted about it. So we're really happy that building businesses here is always supported by our friends.
if you're not completely successful at your business, you're not gonna, like you said, fail big
It's
time.
not a big failure. No.
Because in the U.S., I mean, we could say personally, you could be thousands of dollars into debt
Yeah.
if your business idea fails. Whereas here, that's not so much the case, depending on what you do.
Yeah, and I'm sure like they studied in the Philippines, but they're not thousands of dollars in debt like in the States, right? So
Yeah,
you don't
out of college.
graduate.
Yeah, we graduate out of college with $100,000 in debt right away. So this is an expat channel catered to foreigners moving to the Philippines. If you were to give one piece of advice for a foreigner moving here for the first time, what would that be?
Practice your patience.
Patience, especially with traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And expect things just to go slower, but yeah.
Right, and keep an open mind. What tips would you give to someone that's bringing their whole family to the Philippines and making a transition to settle down here?
Well, in our case, I have to tell you, Evan, for me, the transition hasn't been so rough because I feel Philippines, it's like a Latin American country and Southeast Asia. I mean, the only thing that, to my view, separates us, it's the thing about the language. Beside that, custom, ways of saying things, a way of behaving, it's more or less like living in a Latin American country. Really.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, what was your culture shocks here? But even Tia Yale, your wife, told me that Filipinos are like the Latinos of Asia.
Yeah, the
right?
Latinos of Asia.
Very similar cultures.
Indeed.
We love to sing, we love to dance.
We're Christian. Mostly Catholic, and with a lot of interaction. I mean, social interaction from Latin America. And in our case, yeah, as I say, I feel at home. I feel like there is nothing I witness here or I see here or I feel here that might make me feel different from Latin America. So.
Well, Mr. Richard, it was a pleasure having you on.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
And well, have fun. And
of course.
good luck.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Have a good day. Nice to meet you, Evan. Thank you. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much. Have a great day.
Have a good day. Have a good day. See you, boys. All right, Savvy Expat. So that is a wrap on all of our interviews with the foreigners of the Philippines. International Bazaar 2023. It was a great experience seeing everybody from around the world here all coming together for the Philippines and seeing their experience living here. And if there's one common denominator, it's that they love the people here and they love the lifestyle of this country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. God bless.